Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we've got a bunch of new products to talk about, which are awesome, but we've also got a brand new type of product that we've never seen before, at least that I can't remember seeing before, and that makes me very, very happy indeed. So this is awesome, ladies and gentlemen. This is awesome. Now, we did previously talk about the Scarlet EX and Violet EX mats. I have no real inclination to go and talk about them again. They were put up by a lottery system over on the Pokémon Center Online. The lottery entry time has now elapsed, so you either entered it or you didn't. We're not going to talk about that. What we are going to do, however, is talk about a bunch of Scarlet EX and Violet EX merch, which looks very, very similar to it. But because it's in very much the same kind of line. So we've got sleeves featuring either Koraidon or Miraidon. Now you will notice that the prices here have gone up a little bit from what we usually talk about. Remember, I did warn you that the price of all the Pokemon stuff was going up in the new year. Everything I'm talking about here, unless I tell you otherwise, comes out on the 20th of January, the same date as Scarlet EX and Violet EX. So that means they are a little bit more expensive. I am sorry. But these sleeves are coming in at 889 yen. Which is $6.75 or £5.60. I'm not going to repeat any prices unless they change. So any other sleeves are this, unless I tell you otherwise. Oh yeah, and you've also got Koraidon and Miraidon deck boxes in the same kind of vein, which are coming in at 500 yen. Not quite as ridiculously cheap as they used to be, but you're still talking $3.80 or £3.15, which quite frankly is a ridiculous amount of money, cheap-wise, for these pretty cool deck boxes. Now, as well as that, we've also got a damage counter case, Miraidon and Koraidon, which is coming in at a paltry 330 yen. These damage counter cases have always been crazy cheap. And 330 yen, you're talking around about $2.50 or about £2. And this is cool. Remember, over in Japan, they do actually use damage counters, not dice, which is why they sell damage counter cases, and we generally don't. Now, there's also a card binder featuring Koraidon and Miraidon. This is just your standard binder you use to keep cards, and this is coming in at 1,980 yen, so you're talking about $15 or about £12.40, which is, not hugely cheap, but not too bad. And hey, maybe you want to refill those binder with some refill pages. Well, they are available as well for 700 yen. 700 yen. You are talking somewhere in the region of about $5.30 or about £4.40, which is quite nice. We also have a card carrying case, a big plastic, basically lunchbox featuring Koraidon and Miraidon. You'll notice that this and the damage counter case don't have quite the same artwork. Everything else has basically had booster pack artwork. This is a little bit different, but these are cool. I picked up some of these in the past. They come up at 1,650 yen, so you're talking around about $12.50 or around about £10.40. Not too bad. And then there's just a long card storage box. It's a cardboard box where you keep a bunch of cards, honestly. And that comes in at a pretty gosh darn cheap 660 yen. At the end of the day, we are just talking about a cardboard box to keep cards in. So you're talking around about actually exactly $5 as I record this, and around about £4.10. So not too bad, ladies and gentlemen. Not too bad. Now, we've also got a new version of the dice. And there are two of them here. One's got Pikachu, it's got face for heads and tail for tail. And the other one's got Pokeball, which is colourful for heads, and I believe it's grayscale for tails. That's what they generally are. And they've done these before, they're updating them again. I love it. I've picked up an old version, my children have stolen them, but they're very faded. I've got a new version to replace them. I am definitely, next time I put in an order, I will definitely be picking up a pair of these as well. And if you're looking for a flipping die, which a lot of people use, these are the best I've seen. I'm not even joking here. 495 yen is $3.75 or £3.10. And yeah, I'm going to add £3 to my next Pokemon Center order and pick a pair of these up. They are awesome. So yay! We've also got frames coming in. Now, there are two new kinds of frames. The frames come in at 1,490 yen. So they're not the cheapest things ever. You're talking around about $11.30 or around about £9.40. But these are still very cool. What we've got is a black display frame that's got all of the energy symbols sitting and chilling above. Pull one out for Fairy, which is not unfortunately being included. Understandable, but still a little bit sad. And then we've got one which is a Pokeball, but it's all red with just that little bit of white and the middle of the Pokeball right at the bottom. I think it looks pretty cool, honestly. I'm a little bit of a fan of this. Now, something I really love here are the deck box and sleeves, same price as we saw earlier, with Fuecoco, Quaxley, and Sprigatito. I just think they look really cool, honestly. It really is as simple as that. I think they look cool, and I'm a little bit of a fan. Now, we also have sleeves for Lechonk. Same price we've seen before, but look, it's Lechonk. I adore Lechonk. Who doesn't adore Lechonk? Come on. Yeah, I know the evolution was a little bit disappointing, but man, Lechonk is awesome. And then we've got sleeves for the Gardevoir line as well. Now, do remember, I mean, obviously, look, we're getting the first Scarlet and Violet stuff here, which is awesome. But also, this merch generally tends to match up with what we're getting in a particular set. And obviously here, it's, you know, there's lots of pre-evolution Pokemon, and there's a real focus on the legendaries for pretty obvious reasons. But do remember, one of the cards I've shown you coming for Scarlet and Violet is Gardevoir EX. That looks like an absolutely stunning card, so that's why we're getting these Gardevoir sleeves, because they match that rather lovely. Now we're also getting Magnezone. Of course, Magnezone is also getting an EX in Scarlet and Violet. That's a thing. We know that's happening. And it gets the sleeves, and I like these sleeves. I need to check with somebody smarter than I about who exactly has drawn these particular sleeves. Because these look kind of Okacheke-ish. I'm not saying they are Okacheke. I'm not that good, and we've not got the best image of them yet. But it's either... It's a similar kind of style, and I'm not great with art. All I know is this looks kind of Okacheke and not a million miles away from Hyaganosuke, and that kind of artwork that I absolutely adore. Plus, it looks weirdly like an old abandoned power station near where I used to live. There is absolutely no way I'm going to be able to avoid these sleeves. For me, of everything I'm showing you in this video, it is these sleeves that are really gripping my attention. But then we get to the other things. What we've got are 5 different versions of a card pouch bag. I don't know what a card pouch bag is. I mean, I do. It's a little pouch that you use to keep cards in. But this is new. We've not seen these before. I go over every time we get a new type, every time we get new stuff which is revealed over in Japan, I bring it to you in a video. That's what I do, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I do. And it's kind of amazing to me that we've just randomly got new stuff coming. I'm a huge fan of it. I absolutely love it. I don't know if I'm going to pick any of these up. That isn't important, honestly. What's important is look how cool these are. Love them, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely love them. Now, these are coming in at 495 yen, so no, they are not particularly expensive at all. 495 yen, you're talking £3.75 or £3.10. But we've got these Sprigatito, Fuecoco, and Quaxley, clearly sitting around at some kind of party with a bunch of toys, which is lovely. We've got one with just a whole bunch of different Pokeballs on, which is kind of cool. We've got one featuring Gengar and Mimikyu and Gardevoir and Dedenne and friends. I'm not entirely sure. They seem to be having a little bit of a party. We've got one featuring Pikachu, and yes, if this artwork looks familiar, it should, because remember, some of the Eevee Hero stuff was drawn by that lovely artist who's yet to actually do a Pokemon card, but has done a bunch of merch, which is a little bit weird to me. But they're back, ladies and gentlemen. They're back doing really, really cool stuff. And I'm kind of in favour of it, honestly. This is very, very cool. I'm pretty sure it's them. I mean, This is incredibly distinctive style, and we do have a slightly clearer look at these than we do the sleeves. And then we got a Charizard one, and these seem to be very much party-based, so I'm kind of wondering if these are designed to essentially put cards in to gift to people, because they're clearly, like little envelopes. I'm hoping that's kind of what they are. Basically envelopes to use to gift cards to people, in which case I could actually totally see me picking some of these up to gift cards to people in the future. Either way, they're cool, and I love them. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Lots of new stuff coming out. The first Scarlet and Violet merch, which is awesome. And a brand new type of product we've not seen before, which is awesome. But now it's over to you guys. I want to know how excited you are by this. I want to know which of this stuff you like. For me, it's the Magnezone sleeves, no question. I want to know anything you want to tell me. So let me know in the comment section, would ya? Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord where we chat about various things, Pokemon and otherwise, and get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely AB3, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and seems to be a very lovely person indeed. So thank you very much for all the support, and for being a very lovely person indeed. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.